Hey everyone, doing another update on some new acquisitions. Here's a 2056. This is from a post-war celebration set. I got the engine and tender separate from the set. I've had a change of heart on my collection and what I'm doing, and I'll explain that, and then it'll make a little more sense why I have this one. So instead of the standard whistle in the modern one, we have the upgraded electronic one, and it has the bells. Also, what I picked up is just the MPC era blue Comet cars with the extra, but this is the Bernard baggage car, the Haley combo car. This is the add-on, the dining car that came out I think a year or two after the original set. And then the Fay passenger coach, and the Westfall passenger car, and then the ending it is the Temple observation car. It's a pretty little set. I guess I'll be on the lookout for the correct blue locomotive, and we'll send this one around. So, what I've come to the conclusion is my correct collection for me is much bigger than I could ever wish to run. And, this layout can run 5 trains, well 6 with the standard gauge loop along the ceiling up there. But I don't need all these sets, and I've had half of them are away. I'll explain what happened here, but I have every pre and post-war locomotive Lionel ever made, and I don't need 3 or 4 versions of a 2035, 2025, 675, and so on. So I'm going to really thin out my collection and basically stick with the stuff that I know I will run, and also runs without any quirks due to the way I built my layout. So I had a train show this past weekend, and it was in Orlando area. It was the Lake Nona TCA show, and so last year I went and it was a pretty decent show. This year I went and it was no way near as successful attendance-wise. I brought enough stuff that took me over 2 hours to display it all, and then 2 hours to pack it up. I sold 7 items in a 4-hour ordeal, and for me it was a good show. I ended up clearing about $1,500 on the items I sold. But quantity-wise and sales going on, this hobby's still definitely slowing down. And the people that are buying particular things that they want and that fits what they're currently doing. So I'm just looking that I don't want to have a huge headache in the future for someone else to try to sell. So I'm going to start specializing in what I want and stay with the cute little sets. And here's a this is a K-line 44 tonner over here. With some Chessie ore cars. There's one of the original ballast campers. That one there actually belonged to my father. When he was little, he used to play with that one. And I'll reset here and pick up with some other stuff I just got. So the other thing that I've been picking up lately, it's been a little bit of a addiction, but here's my red top post for Lackawanna, and I've been picking these things up at like $30 a car. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4 65 18s, and then I have 2 of the 64 18s, one with the orange pink and one with the black, and just a gray Lehigh Valley for the caboose. Makes for a long, heavy train. Definitely need the FM's pulling power to truck that thing around. So the only other thing that I picked up, and this was a long time in coming, but my introduction to trains was, I guess I was 4 or 5 years old, and my uncle lent me, or lent my parents, his original Lionel set, and it, it was the basic ZW, and it was O gauge. And my favorite car of that consist was a red box car. Now, I always wanted to replace that thing, and of course, if you haven't figured it out already, it was the MKT Katie 6556. And his, I just liked the car. His was missing the doors. It had been played with and was certainly not in a collectible condition. But actually found this one, and I'll give a shout out. I bought this from Train Town, St. Louis, and he had one that was mint. No box, but no scratches, no rust, no chips. But there's my 6556, some 52 years after I gave up that train set because my uncle had his own little boy, and the trains went over there, and then we started collecting all over again, and this was the fruits of about 50 years of doing this. So that's the only other thing. The only other item I have on the track today, and I think I've shown it before, is my New York Central Hudson, and we'll conclude the video today bringing that guy around. Alright, and those are pulling a, those are Williams modern area New York Central cars, but makes for a pretty train. That's where I am today. It's going to be raining the next 2 days, so I think I'm going to take the opportunity to clean up in here and start doing some of the finishing of this layout. It's been a long time since I've got under the table and things have been busy, so I'll end with that today.